Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Many people want to change their life, very few people change their mind. And here is the truth. If you change your mind, your life will change automatically. Small blue diamond. The quiet beginning. Friends, seekers of growth, those who are ready to pause for a moment in this rushing world. Listen carefully. Stop for a second. Set aside the noise around you. The messages, the notifications, the endless demands. Just stop. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Feel the air filling your lungs. And slowly let it go. Once more, slowly. Because this is not about speed. This is about arrival. This is about presence. Right here, right now, in this quiet moment, something extraordinary begins. The world will try to push you forward, telling you to move faster, to achieve more, to do everything all at once. But true growth, real transformation, never comes from rushing. It grows in stillness. It grows in focus. It grows when your mind learns to breathe, reflect, and observe. Your life is not shaped by your talent alone, not by luck, not by circumstances. It is shaped by how you think, by the depth of your thoughts, by the clarity of your mind. And reading is the doorway to that depth. Page by page, chapter by chapter, it teaches your mind to slow down, to focus, to reflect, and to grow stronger. This is the quiet beginning, where clarity is born, where focus returns, and where the journey of real change begins. Pause here, breathe, because everything starts from this silence. The world that never stops talking. We live in a world that never stops talking. Everywhere you turn, there is noise. Phones vibrate constantly. Screens glow without end. Voices argue, shout, and compete for your attention. Notifications demand you instantly. Messages pile up endlessly. Every app, every platform, every screen is fighting for one thing, your focus. And in the middle of all this chaos, very few people ask the most important question. Are you growing? Social media feeds your emotions. It excites you, entertains you, makes you feel connected, but slowly it starves your mind. You scroll for hours. You laugh, you react, you swipe, and when it's over, you feel empty. A hollow kind of tiredness settles in. But reading is entirely different. A book doesn't scream at you. It doesn't fight for attention. It waits, patiently, silently. Reading asks you to slow down. It invites you to sit with silence. It encourages focus, teaches patience. In a world obsessed with speed, books teach the beauty of stillness. In a world where noise dominates, reading creates space for reflection. And it is in that reflection that wisdom grows. Not instantly, not dramatically, but steadily, quietly, powerfully. Because every page you read is a small rebellion against distraction. Every chapter you finish is a victory over noise. Every book you complete is a step toward clarity, strength, and understanding. So when the world shouts, when screens scream for your attention, remember this: your mind deserves more than noise. Your soul deserves stillness. Your growth demands silence. And that silence begins when you pick up a book. Information is fast. Wisdom is slow. Today, information is everywhere. It's cheap. It's instant. It's fleeting. Everyone knows something. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone reacts. We live in a world of instant judgments, likes, shares, and trending topics. But wisdom, true wisdom, is very different. Wisdom is slow. It is patient, cannot be rushed, cannot be consumed in headlines or short clips. Books don't shout answers at you. They don't give you instant solutions. They don't tell you what to think. Instead, books guide you. They teach you how to ask better questions. They make your mind stretch. They make your thoughts deeper. A reader doesn't jump to conclusions. A reader doesn't believe everything at first glance. A reader observes. A reader reflects. A reader understands. And in that understanding, true power is born. Because information can make you aware, but wisdom makes you strong. Information can make you reactive, but wisdom makes you intentional. So, if you want to be more than just a consumer of facts, if you want to think, grow, and live meaningfully, slow down, pick up a book, learn to reflect, and remember, while information is fast, wisdom is slow and worth every second. Your mind is your real home. Your mind is your real home. It doesn't matter where you live, what you own, or what you achieve. If your mind is cluttered, restless, or weak, everything else feels heavy. Life feels chaotic. Decisions feel confusing. But when your mind is strong, everything changes. You see clearly. You think deeply. You act intentionally. And reading is how you strengthen this home. Every page you read is like laying a brick. Every chapter you finish builds a room of focus. Every book you complete creates a space of clarity and calm. Your thoughts become sharper. Your emotions become steady. Your perspective expands. No one can take this home from you. No noise can shake it. No chaos can destroy it. This is why your mind is your greatest asset. Treat it well, feed it wisely, and protect it with patience, focus, and knowledge. Because the stronger your mind, the stronger your life. The muscle you never see. You train your body. You work out. You watch your diet. You care about how you look. You want to be strong. You want to be admired. But what about your brain? Your brain is the muscle you never see. The one that decides how you react. The one that decides how you think. The one that decides the path of your future. Every success story, every innovation, every breakthrough, it all begins with the mind. And reading is the ultimate mental training. Every page you read is a small exercise, a mental push-up, a stretch for your imagination, a challenge for your focus. Page by page, your attention grows stronger. You learn to sit quietly. You learn to absorb ideas. You learn to think without distraction. Paragraph by paragraph, patience grows. Your mind learns to linger, to understand, to question, to analyze. You learn that not everything deserves a rush, and that depth matters more than speed. Chapter by chapter, your mind becomes sharper. Connections form between ideas. Perspectives expand. Your thinking becomes flexible and powerful. This progress is invisible. No one can see the change day by day. No one notices the quiet strength building inside you. But make no mistake, this invisible growth is more powerful than muscles, fame, or money. It changes how you make decisions. It changes how you solve problems. It changes how you communicate. It changes how you live. Strong minds create strong lives. And reading is the gym where your mind trains. So, the next time you pick up a book, remember this: you are not just reading words. You are exercising focus. You are building patience. You are sharpening your mind. This is the muscle you never see. And yet, it shapes everything you will ever achieve. The best part? Unlike the body, this muscle never grows weak with age. It only grows stronger with time, attention, and effort. So start now. Pick up a book. Challenge your thoughts. Grow silently, steadily, invisibly, and watch your life transform. Why small daily reading wins? Most people fail at growth. Not because they lack talent. Not because they lack time. But because they aim too high too fast, too soon. They tell themselves, I will read 100 pages today. I will finish a whole book in one sitting. I will understand everything instantly. And when they fail to meet these impossible goals, they quit. Reading teaches humility, teaches patience, teaches that progress is quiet and slow and steady. You don't need to read hundreds of pages a day to change your life. You don't need to understand everything at once. Start small. Just read 5 pages. Sit for 10 minutes. Turn one page. Absorb one idea. Tiny efforts, accumulated over time, lead to massive results. Consistency matters more than intensity. A little each day compounds. It grows silently. It grows steadily. It grows beyond what you imagine. Habits are not built in moments of excitement. They are built in moments of discipline. in moments when you pick up a book, even when you don't feel like it. Tiny daily actions are the true heroes of success. They don't announce themselves. They don't seek recognition, but they quietly shape your future. One page today, another tomorrow, a chapter next week, a book in a month, and before you know it, your mind has transformed, your focus has strengthened, your patience has expanded, your perspective has widened. This is the magic of small daily reading. It is the secret that most people overlook. And yet, it is powerful enough to change your life forever. So don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for energy. Don't wait for inspiration. Start small. Start now. And let the power of daily reading quietly, steadily and inevitably shape the life you desire. How reading rewires your thinking. Reading does something extraordinary. It rewires your brain. Every time you read, your mind practices a skill that most people ignore. Pausing. In a world that constantly demands instant reactions, where opinions are thrown at you every second, and every notification calls for an immediate response, reading teaches you to pause. Pause before you react. Pause before you judge. Pause before you speak. Instead of reacting emotionally, you learn to respond thoughtfully. Instead of following the crowd blindly, you learn to think independently. Books train your brain to slow down, to consider, to analyze, to reflect. Page by page, your mind begins to notice patterns. Paragraph by paragraph, your perspective broadens. Chapter by chapter, your ability to reason grows stronger. You begin to see connections that others miss. You begin to understand ideas that others overlook. You start thinking not just about the what, but about the why and the how. Reading teaches depth. Depth of thought. Depth of understanding. Depth of vision. And depth creates stability. A mind that has depth is a mind that cannot be easily shaken. No gossip, no criticism, no sudden change in circumstances can sway it as easily. A stable mind remains calm when chaos surrounds it. It remains focused when distractions are everywhere. It remains confident when uncertainty knocks at the door. This is the hidden power of reading. It doesn't just give you knowledge. It doesn't just fill your mind with facts. It changes the very way your brain works, teaches you to pause, reflect, analyze, and respond. And in doing so, it creates a mind that is strong, steady, and wise. So, if you want clarity in decisions, if you want control over your reactions, if you want a mind that stands firm no matter what life throws at you, read every day and let your mind slowly, quietly rewire itself into a powerhouse of thought. Confidence that doesn't need to shout. Real confidence is quiet. It doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't need to draw attention. It doesn't need applause, approval, or validation. In a world that rewards noise, where people feel the need to prove themselves every second, true confidence works differently. It works in silence. It works in focus. It works in calm assurance. Readers walk differently. They move through the world with purpose, because their minds are full of ideas, understanding, and clarity. They speak differently, not to impress, not to dominate, but to communicate with precision and thoughtfulness. Why? Because knowledge removes insecurity. When you truly know something, you don't need to overcompensate. You don't need to perform for approval. You don't fear criticism. When you know, you stand firm. You respond with clarity. You act with confidence. True confidence is not loud. It does not need a spotlight. It is felt. It is noticed naturally. And it commands respect effortlessly. Every book you read adds a layer to this quiet confidence. Every page strengthens your understanding. Every chapter teaches you patience and discernment. And with that growth comes freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from doubt. Freedom from the need to constantly prove yourself. When knowledge is your foundation, you no longer react to the world, you respond. You no longer chase validation, you attract respect. Confidence that doesn't need to shout is confidence that lasts. Confidence that doesn't crumble in chaos. Confidence that is unshakable because it is built on wisdom, reflection, and deep understanding. So, if you want power that is lasting, power that doesn't need to be loud, start reading, learn, understand, and let your mind quietly become unstoppable. Books teach empathy. A reader is not limited to their own life. They step into worlds they have never known. They feel pain they have never experienced. They live struggles they would never face personally. This is the quiet magic of books. A story on a page can open your heart in ways the world cannot. Books soften the ego. They remind you that the world does not revolve around you, that other lives, other experiences, other perspectives matter. Books teach compassion. They teach understanding. They teach patience. They teach what it truly means to be human. Every character you meet, every story you experience, every conflict and resolution, it leaves a subtle mark on your heart. Empathy is not born overnight. It grows slowly, like a seed nurtured by patience and reflection. And reading cultivates that seed. When you read, you learn to see the world through another person's eyes. You feel their joys, their sorrows, their fears, and their hopes. You begin to understand that everyone is fighting battles unseen. And with empathy comes wisdom, the intelligence of the heart, the ability to connect, to understand, and to respond with kindness. In a world that often rewards selfishness and noise, readers carry a rare power, a quiet power, power to relate, a power to comfort, a power to lead with understanding. So, if you want to grow beyond yourself, if you want to strengthen your heart as much as your mind, read. Read to understand. Read to feel. Read to empathize. Because every page you turn is a small lesson in humanity, and every book you finish leaves you more capable of love, compassion, and connection. Discipline, the hidden reward. Discipline is the quiet force behind every success story. And reading every day, reading consistently, is one of the most powerful ways to build it. When you sit with a book, you are making a choice to focus, a choice to resist distraction, a choice to train your mind. You sit when you want to scroll endlessly. You pay attention when the world wants to pull you away. You practice patience when every notification screams for instant gratification. This simple, daily act, reading, teaches your mind the art of control. It teaches you that focus is stronger than impulse, that consistency matters more than intensity, and the discipline you build with reading doesn't stay confined to your books. It spreads into your work. You stay committed to projects that matter. You follow through on tasks, even when they feel difficult or boring. It spreads into your health. You resist unhealthy habits. You create routines that strengthen your body and mind. It spreads into your relationships. You learn to listen. You learn to be patient. You learn to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Control your attention, and you begin to control your life. Because discipline is not about punishment. It's about freedom. The freedom to do what matters. The freedom to ignore what doesn't. The freedom to build the life you want. Every page you read is a small victory. Every chapter you finish reinforces your ability to focus. Every book you complete strengthens the habit of consistency. Discipline is invisible at first. No one notices your quiet victories. But over time, it accumulates, it compounds, and it becomes unstoppable. So, the next time you pick up a book, remember this: you are not just reading words. You are training your mind. You are building discipline. And with discipline comes freedom, power, and success. Reading versus addiction. The world we live in is designed for instant gratification. Phones buzz. Screens flash. Notifications demand your attention. Social media delivers hits of dopamine over and over again. It trains your brain to seek pleasure immediately, to want the next scroll, the next video, the next like. But this constant chase, this addiction to instant reward, comes at a cost. Your focus weakens. Your patience erodes. Your mind becomes restless, fragmented, and shallow. Books work differently. They train your brain for long-term reward. They teach patience. They teach reflection. They teach you to value depth over speed. Reading is slow. It does not shout for attention. It does not give immediate gratification. It asks you to sit, to think, to feel, to grow. And in doing so, it restores your focus. It rebuilds your ability to concentrate. It strengthens your mind's capacity for patience, reasoning, and clarity. In a distracted world, focus is a superpower. When you can sit with a book for even a few minutes each day, you are practicing control. You are reclaiming your attention. You are building mental strength that no screen, no notification, no instant dopamine can give you. Addiction chains your mind. Reading frees it. It is the quiet rebellion against noise. The silent training ground where the mind grows resilient. The place where clarity, discipline, and understanding are born. Every page you read is a small victory over distraction. Every chapter you finish is a step toward a stronger, sharper, and more focused mind. In this world of endless noise, the power of reading is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Because focus, true focus, is not common. It is rare. It is powerful. And it begins with turning a single page. Success always leaves clues. Every great mind has one habit in common. They read. They don't just consume information. They study, they reflect, they learn from the experiences of others. History is full of lessons, mistakes, failures, triumphs. Everything is recorded, and the truly wise know how to learn from them, without having to experience every failure themselves. Books are silent mentors. They don't shout. They don't demand attention. They sit quietly on shelves, waiting for you to listen. And when you do, they teach, they guide, they inspire. Every story, every idea, every insight is a lesson in disguise. Books cost little, sometimes just a few dollars or even less. Yet the knowledge they contain is priceless, can save you years of struggle, help you avoid mistakes, and accelerate your growth beyond what you imagine. When you read, you are standing on the shoulders of giants. You are learning from people who have already walked paths you dream of walking. You are absorbing wisdom that took them years, decades, or even a lifetime to acquire. Success always leaves clues. And those who read, they find them. Every book is a map. Every chapter is a guide. Every page is a step forward. So, if you want to move faster, if you want to grow smarter, if you want to achieve more without stumbling blindly, read, observe, learn. Because the clues to success are there, waiting for anyone willing to look. The path to greatness is not hidden. It is written in books, passed down through stories, ideas, and lessons. And every great mind that followed these clues made it. Reading as mental healing. In a world full of noise and chaos, our minds rarely get a break. Thoughts race endlessly. Anxiety creeps in silently. Stress builds, often unnoticed until it overwhelms. Reading is a sanctuary. It is a quiet escape for the mind. It does not distract, it heals. When you open a book, your brain shifts gears. The constant chatter slows down. Racing thoughts begin to settle. And for the first time in hours, maybe days, your mind experiences stillness. But this calm is not passive. It does not dull your focus. It sharpens it. It trains your mind to rest while staying engaged. Each page you turn is a gentle reminder. It is okay to slow down. It is okay to breathe. It is okay to let your mind recover. Books offer a structured escape. They transport you to another world, another time, another life. And in that journey, your worries fade, your stress softens, your clarity returns. Reading teaches patience, not only with words but with yourself. It shows that healing does not require intensity, but consistency. In chaos, when the world feels overwhelming, books are your safe haven. A quiet place where thoughts are organized, emotions are balanced, and the mind finds peace. Reading is mental healing. It restores calm. It rebuilds focus. It strengthens resilience. Every page you read is a step toward a calmer mind. Every chapter a session of quiet therapy. And every book a guide to inner peace. So, whenever life becomes overwhelming, pick up a book. Allow your mind to pause. Let the words guide you, and discover the healing power hidden in the pages. What you read matters. Not all reading is created equal. Not every book, article, or post will shape your mind the same way. What you read matters deeply, because your mind absorbs everything you expose it to. Read intentionally. Choose books that challenge you. Choose ideas that stretch your thinking. Choose stories that inspire reflection, insight, and growth. Read to grow. Every page should teach you something. Every chapter should add value to your mind, your understanding, or your perspective. Read to understand. Don't just skim words. Absorb them. Question them. Let them challenge your assumptions. Let them make you think differently. Read to challenge yourself. Step out of your comfort zone. Explore ideas that scare you, confuse you, or make you uncomfortable. Because growth always begins at the edge of understanding. Entertainment is fine. It has its place. Can relax you. Can give you joy. But if you want your mind to expand, if you want your life to change, growth must be essential. What you read shapes how you think, how you respond, how you act. It influences your decisions, your habits, your vision, and your life. A single intentional book can change the way you see the world. A single chapter can change the way you see yourself. A single idea can set the course for years of success. So, read with purpose. Choose carefully. Seek knowledge that strengthens your mind, books that nourish your soul, and ideas that challenge you to become better every day. Because in the end, what you read is not just about knowledge. It is about shaping the mind that will shape your life. Building the habit for life. Don't chase perfection. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect day, the perfect time, or the perfect mood. Building a habit is not about perfection. It is about consistency. Read consistently. Not sometimes, not when you feel like it, but regularly. Morning, night, during breaks. Anywhere, anytime you can. Even a few pages a day. Even 10 minutes a day. Miss a day? That's okay. Just start again. Don't punish yourself. Don't give up. Consistency, not perfection, is what matters. This habit, once built, stays with you forever. Travels with you through life's chaos, through challenges, through distractions. It becomes your anchor, your source of focus, your quiet strength. Because habits compound. Small efforts repeated daily become powerful forces over time. A single page today, a chapter tomorrow, a book next week. And before you know it, you are no longer chasing knowledge. You are living it. You are thinking differently. You are growing steadily, quietly, invisibly. Reading becomes more than a habit. It becomes part of who you are. A foundation for your mind, your decisions, and your life. So don't wait. Don't overthink. Start small. Start now. And let this habit guide you for a lifetime. Reading shapes destiny. Everything begins in the mind. Thoughts, ideas, beliefs. They are invisible, yet they shape everything you do. Thoughts become actions. Actions become habits. Habits become destiny. And if you want to shape your destiny, you must first shape your thoughts. Books do this quietly. They guide your mind with ideas, insights, and perspectives. They challenge assumptions. They expand your vision. They push you to think beyond what you know. Reading shapes thoughts. Not instantly, not dramatically, but slowly, steadily, powerfully. Page by page, your mind learns new ways to see the world. Chapter by chapter, your understanding deepens. Book by book, your perspective transforms. And as your thoughts shift, so do your actions. As your actions shift, so do your habits. And your habits quietly determine your destiny. Books do not promise instant results. They do not shout for attention. They wait, patiently, quietly, while your mind absorbs, grows, and transforms. The words you read today are the foundation of the decisions you make tomorrow. The insights you gain now become the guidance that leads you through life. Destiny is not written in the stars. It is written in the choices you make. And those choices are shaped by the quality of your thoughts. Reading is the silent architect of your future. It builds your mind, strengthens your focus, and equips you with the wisdom to navigate life. So, read with purpose. Read with patience. Read consistently, because every page you turn is not just a lesson, it is a step toward the life you are meant to live. Quietly, slowly, powerfully, and in that quiet power, your destiny is formed. The last word. If you want clarity in confusion, strength in weakness, growth in silence, read one page a day, one habit for life, because readers don't just consume words. They build minds. They build discipline. They build futures.